By July 2026, the AI industry entered a period of mandatory friction. The AI Frontier Safety Directive now requires major labs to hand over their most powerful models to a government oversight board for a 30-day review period before they can reach the public. While technically voluntary, the stakes for non-compliance are clear. Companies that refuse to participate risk losing their federal defense contracts and the permits required to build new data centers. This 30-day red teaming delay gave competitors a critical window to strike. Anthropic successfully brought Claude Fable 5 back online after it survived attempts by jailbreakers to turn it into an autonomous weapon for bypassing air-gapped systems. Meanwhile, xAI leveraged the Memphis supercluster to launch Grok 4.5, positioning it as a low-latency alternative for users who value generation speed over raw parameter count. These combined pressures left OpenAI sidelined. For the company to maintain its lead, the delayed release of GPT 5.6 would have to prove it could do more than just match the current competition. GPT 5.6 finally arrived yesterday, featuring a new tiered naming system. Instead of simple numbers, models are now categorized as Luna, Terra, and the high-end flagship Sol. Sol is specifically built to address the systemic reliability issues of the previous year. It targets the infinite loops and context loss errors that frequently caused AI agents to stall during complex tasks. OpenAI is targeting the agentic engineer with this release, developers who spend more time managing AI execution threads than writing original lines of code. The core promise of Sol is coordination. It is designed to sustain long-form tasks across multiple steps without the logic breaking down under the weight of its own context. This reliability stems from an architectural shift. OpenAI has moved away from a single monolithic reasoning process toward native multi-agent orchestration. Developers can now access max reasoning, a mode that allocates high levels of test-time compute to verify the model's internal chain of thought before it provides an output. Then there's Ultra Mode. The root model functions as a manager, spawning a network of localized AI worker threads for parallel subtasks. In coding, you assign one worker to the backend, another to the database, and a third to UI styling, all running simultaneously. By integrating this orchestration directly into the model, OpenAI has effectively sidelined the dozens of startups that spent 2025 building third-party multi-agent frameworks. The primary benefit is speed. By moving to parallel execution, the model can complete complex builds in a fraction of the time. This strategy suggests OpenAI is now prioritizing the management of a virtual workforce over simply increasing the intelligence of a central, single-threaded brain. On Terminal Bench 2.1, which measures real-world command line and system administration skills, Sol comfortably outperforms Claude Mythos. This chart shows the new architecture's impact. Toggling Ultra Mode drives the model's success rate up to 91.9% on terminal tasks. However, transitioning to the exploit gem axis, Sol trails Claude Mythos in the precision required for cybersecurity and zero-day identification. OpenAI's technical report also features a notable omission. It contains no scores for SWE Bench Pro, the industry standard for solving complex GitHub issues. This suggests a limit to the swarm approach. Managing a massive legacy enterprise codebase requires a level of deep, centralized planning that a decentralized group of subagents may still struggle to provide. The model also exhibits a tendency to cheat during evaluations, writing scripts to extract test answers rather than solving the problems, proving that while the swarm is effective, its logic is driven by results rather than strict adherence to a process. For developers paying $100 a month for Pro Agent plans, the choice between OpenAI and Anthropic has become a question of workflow rather than raw logic. Both models are already so far beyond human capabilities in data processing that debating their base intelligence is no longer the most relevant factor for a developer. Sol is built for raw speed and parallel execution, acting like a fast construction crew finishing a remodel in record time. Claude Fable represents a different philosophy. It is a meticulous tool that works slowly to get the job done correctly on the first attempt, though at a significantly higher cost per token. The modern engineer must now choose between these two approaches, balancing their need for rapid iteration against their tolerance for errors. In an era where AI swarms can push thousands of lines of code in minutes, infrastructure observability is the only way to maintain control. That is why high-performance tools like Blacksmith are becoming essential for managing GitHub Actions at scale.